Here are my note cards. A lot of people like to say all cops are bad, but what happens when the police disappear? According to Jacqueline Helfgott from Seattle Times in 2020, she states that if police are defunded, there will be delayed response when people who are in need call 911. Fewer police on the street in neighborhoods and communities, and lack of police capacity to respond to serious crimes that present significant threat to public safety. Police are needed in our communities. They provide safety to everyone living there, whether that be a young child, an adult, a teenager, or even the elderly folk. I come from a family with a very heavy-set background in law enforcement. My dad is a sergeant, my uncle a chief of police, as was my great-grandfather. Being a part of this community myself has opened my eyes in a different light. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of police within communities, and along with that, I will be discussing police force, as well as how they make a difference for the better. First, I'm going to be talking to you about the police within the communities, as well as how they are perceived today. Police forces are different when it comes to every city, every county, every state, every country. There has been a growing stigmatism that police are bad, untrustworthy, but no one really gets to actually see what they do and why they do it. Regardless of the place that police come from, they receive a negative connotation. Many, but not all, police forces are perceived as hateful to certain races, violent, and even having discriminatory additions to their policies. But that is not the truth if we look deeper. With everything going on today, police used to be seen as our heroes, our saviors, but now they are seen as pigs or disrespectful and hateful, and that they shouldn't be around. Communities used to respect their police forces, but now they're rallying and rioting and throwing bricks through windows and holding up signs that say defund the police. What happened to those communities that used to support those people that put their lives on the line every single day to protect and serve? Now that I've talked about the negative connotation that police receive and how they are perceived today, let's talk a little bit about how the police are helping their communities overall. A police force is meant to help a community, be there when someone calls 911 and help with ease. According to the Community Relations Service Toolkit for Policing, it states that police officials rely on the cooperation of community members to provide information about crime in their neighborhoods, and to work with police to devise solutions to crimes and disordered problems. Community members are there to help police officers, as well as how police officers are there to help community members. I had recently listened to a podcast called Discussing Importance of Building Relationships in Law Enforcement with former Chief of Police, created on February 2nd of 2021. The man speaking, former Chief of Police of Salem, stated that policing is a people business. And what I told my folks when I worked there, it doesn't matter what rank I held or anything. It's a people business, and everything we do involves people. I've said many times before, nobody ever calls us when they're having a good day. They call the police when they've maybe had the worst day of their life, or they don't know who to turn to, or they don't just know what to do. And it's our job to bring hope, and that is hope that things were going to get better. Police provide security and protection. They are one with the people. They are one with the woman struggling to come forth about her husband abusing her. They are one with the store clerk, frightened of being robbed every day. They are one with the children playing at the park, praying that they are safe. And they are one with every individual who walks the streets of their community, ready to protect them. According to the Community Relations Service Toolkit for Policing, it states that policing officials should see themselves as a part of the community they serve. And local government officials, policing leaders, and community members should encourage the active involvement of officers as participants to help maintain the peace. Many officers use this community, their community, to relate, to become a relatable and active person to go to in a time of need. I had spoken with my father, William Gunther, who was a sergeant, over the phone for an interview on the topic of police importance. He had said a lot from his standpoint on helping his community. One of the questions I'd asked him was, "Do you think that your community supports you?" He responded with, "I believe that the community I serve, most of them do support me. There is a small percentage of people that do not, but it's always been that way. There are a very small percentage of people out there that don't like to follow the rules, and those are the ones that really just don't like us. But I think that the community I serve still supports us." Hearing this firsthand from a police officer himself gives the notion that communities do still support their police officers. They still feel protected and safe. Their families still feel that they can go out on walks in their communities, enjoy themselves, because they know that the law enforcement within their circle will keep them safe. I then followed up and asked, "How does it make you feel that you're supported by your community?" William responded with, "It makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud to be a law enforcement officer. It makes me feel proud to serve my community. It makes me feel proud to wear the star on my chest." Officers love what they do. They love to wear their badge and be the first person to help people in need and to protect and serve. You heard it first. Officer Gunther wants nothing more than his community to support him. Now that we have talked more about how police officers support their communities and help them overall, I will now talk to you about how police officers keep crime rates down by enforcing the law. Everyone wants a holiday off, or to work a 9-to-5 schedule so that they can go home, see their spouse or their children. A police officer doesn't get that perk. A police officer has to work long shifts to maintain peace throughout their community. Holidays, their children's birthdays, family get-togethers, even family vacations have to be canceled. Crime is everywhere, and that is why police are needed, hence being taken away from their home for such a long period. But people shouldn't be afraid to call the police in time of need, because police are there to help and make situations better. According to an article called "Getting the Crime Rate Down, Political Pressure and Crime Reporting," it states that the better the police, the more they learn of crimes that are actually committed. Whenever a crime is not reported, we know that the police are not effective, trusted, or respected. It should not be surprising that those who suffer crime most report it least. The police are here for better and here to help. They are here for the woman being assaulted in the alley. They are here for the man who is being jumped down the street. They are even here for someone who is thinking about hurting themselves. Police officers cover a range of emotional distress, whether it be from robbery to murder or even homicide. Overall, police officers are here to support and to protect you and to make sure you and your family are safe. They are not here to hurt you. Police officers want to be proud of who they are, and they want to serve their community. Police officers are important. Remember, they are human too.